Hi. This shall now be an English introduction to my energy theology. Actually to the Trinity today. I'll start with the Trinity because this is the most intriguing point, because I still believe in the Trinity. After all these years, just Jesus is not part of the Trinity. So how does that work? How can I say God is a Trinity and Jesus not being part of it? I mean, the whole concept of Trinity is about Jesus. It's true. We all developed the Trinity just because of the question, who is Jesus? That was the big question. If you look at the world religion development, then you find that there are always different parts, and I'm able now to show you a little bit of how you can connect all of these. The basic principle of my thinking is Genesis 1:26, that human beings are made in the image of God. If that is not true, if we are not an image of God, my whole theory doesn't work. But if this is true, you may consider it. I believe it now. Oh, and by the way, it's not the origin of the Old Testament is not really, as many people put it into outer space. It's okay, you can do that, but that just put the question onto another planet. But let's stay where we are. Let's leave that outside. So the question is, what is man? And we have a concept on Earth. We have computers now. The point is, with computers, we now have data to confirm for sure that the concept of chakra, aura and ether, which we call very often esoteric, is true. There is the Indian Spiritual Research Foundation who can measure how prayer is infecting your chakras over a few years. And there is the Princeton University. They measure Christmas and Easter, and of course also New Year's Eve, or bomb 9/11 was measured by Princeton also. 6 hours preliminary or before and 3 hours after. That's, for me, this is a little bit like prophecy. We can measure that. Yeah. I will put some links in the video description because of GCP and RSI, Indian Spiritual Science Research Foundation, so that you can look that after. I will not explain it here. And of course there's Barbara and Brennan, my teacher concerning the soul. I'm a theologian, by the way. I'm a Catholic theologian. I'm not actually really Catholic anymore, I know that. Maybe the church takes my view in account, but it's hard to believe that. Anyway, the soul, so we can say now, has these 7 aura things. We have aura photography for a long time already. Not only Kilian in Austria, we have Jeus who has found the electromagnetic field around the human body. So there are different ways to prove that. You can look that up at Brennan's book. Also this is you can physically have the evidence that it's true. We're tapping into a new kind of physics here. There's a guy in Switzerland who can he knows that your soul has approximately 2 kilograms. He's called Klaus Vorkammer. I can also put you a video link there, but this is not very helpful for English-speaking people as long as you don't speak German, because he speaks German. But yeah, German is very common in the English-speaking world, so I will put a link down. Anyway, it's all on my channel. I made a playlist, Energy Theology 1. I think it's number 1 or 2. No, I think 1. And You can find all the sources there, so it's just one playlist on my channel. The soul. Now the concept of the soul is important. The soul has 7 bodies, and they are connected, and that's it. And the first 3, the physis, is when you're born, you as a baby grow into this first body of the aura. It's called the physis. That's a centimeter bigger than your real body. Here, stop somewhere here. And the second one is a little bit bigger than the first one, is the emotion part, and it's a little bit more fluid. I cannot see that. I can see the first 2 parts, so that's a personal proof for me that it's true. I'm not trained furthermore to see all the 7s, but and I can see the 2. I believe proper there are 7, and I believe the rest, because I couldn't see it all for half a year ago, you know. I've learned. Brennan says you can learn that. I try to learn, and I increase. Yeah, it works. And the third one is for intellectual thinking, you know. And yeah, we are all very much in the intellectual world, me too. Fourth one is love. This is the connection of the whole universe. Everything is connected with love. And now it starts why I believe in the Trinity, because the upper parts are also 3. So you have 3 below and 3 above. The 3 above are communication, the 5th one, which is connected to the first. So you have a duality, which you can find in the yin-yang system, dualities in John, evangelist John is always duality, you know, day and night, good and evil. We have it in the Bible, we have it in the yin-yang. We have it in men and women. Duality is everywhere in the world. And we have it in the soul. The 3 lower parts are mortal, and 3 higher parts are immortal, which is communication connected with the first level of physis, which is the third eye, which is connected with the emotion. So science is connected with emotion. It's interesting. And the 7th one, the connection to God, or the calling of your life, this incarnation here. Yes, I believe in reincarnation too now. Many things have changed the last years. For a Catholic theologian, this is a lot to bear, believe me. But it makes sense. And it comes to the conclusion that if you put the 3 upper and the 3 lower parts of the soul together, you have 3 functions of the soul. And for all Catholics out there, 3 functions of the soul. This is already the Saint Hildegard from Bingen. She says the same thing in the Middle Ages, I think 14th century. So we have Hildegard from Bingen on the one side, speaking about the soul with 3 functions, and we have the comparison of 3 functions in 6 levels of the soul of the human being. And this is my comparison to say this is the soul. And there it comes. If you have, we have no name. You know, God has no, we have Yahweh, maybe an alien, who knows? Still, God is the creator of the world, of us, of any other planet, believe it or not. God is the creator of the universe. And therefore, if we are a picture of God, the Trinity is within us. It's this connection of this 6 aura spaces, I would say, which are the picture of God. This is what I believe is the Trinity. And the whole Jesus story was about to show us God is a Trinity. That's why this whole movement got in that direction. We just got a little bit too firm into that one line. We put Jesus into that. For Jesus, as in the 8th level of the soul, you can see the reincarnation, Brennan says. So, and on the whre line, you can also find your calling of this life. So, well, that means we are all born before time. Remember, for Jesus, we said on the Council of Chalcedon, 451, you know, that Jesus, can I say that in English, born before the time, before the creation, in eternity. He is not created, you know. I hope this is the correct word in English. I say born. He's given birth, you know. He's not created. The world is created, the soul is not created. This is the difference. I say he's born. I don't know if that's the correct word in English. But there is a theological difference that has produced churches. The Council of Chalcedon has produced, I think, 5 or 6 Oriental churches. So this is 451. There we have literally defined Jesus as Son of God, in the meaning that God himself. Son of God is a biblical term you can use for everybody. Everybody is a son of God who believes in God. You know, I'm a son of God, you are a son of God, we are all children of God. This is very common for us in the Christian world to say that we are, this is the kingdom of God. And even the kingdom of God, yeah, let's leave that. With the Trinity now is enough for the moment. Kingdom of God is also physical evidence for that. I will make another one with kingdom of God. The soul, I believe, is a picture of the Trinity. And that's what I want to say. Just think about this, this comparison of the 3 functions of the soul. And if you, for Catholics, it's easier with Hildegard, because Hildegard also says we have the fire of the soul inside you. And Brennan says there is the star of your personality inside you. There is a difference between that. And also Hildegard from Bingen says we have a mortal and the immortal part of the soul. The soul has 2 functions, so the duality is also known by Hildegard from Bingen. And it's of course known by Brennan. So to say the esoteric concept of the aura is the soul has a very good basic in the saints, in Hildegard from Bingen. And since we somehow must live in eternity, of course our soul is a physical reality. New is only the point that we are now able to have data for that. We can say the soul is a physical entity. That's about 2 kilograms. That's for color again. So you see, there's a lot of new science out there. We can measure the weight of the soul. There is a university where you can learn this stuff from Brennan. It's called Divine Knowledge. I don't know, if you put in Barbara and Brennan, I will put a link in the description. Yeah, for the Trinity, that's it. I believe that the soul of the human beings are our picture for Trinity. There's no more to say to that.